guess I would call it the around the head pendulum hybrid turnaround. Left. It's a linear extension versus a long arm pendulum, or linear pendulum versus a long arm pendulum. Turning to the left. So you alternate which arm you London bridge under, left, then right, then left, then right. And the London bridge arm is the one that's doing the linear isolation or extension or linear pendulum, whichever way you want to call it. And the other hand at the same time is doing the long arm pendulum across the bottom. While you keep it on the same side of the body and you bend into it either to your right or to your left, depending on which arm you're going under. Done. If you know this one, which I'm certain you do, I think this one's easier. This is the one where you're going front to back. And then if you know the other one, which is where you're going back to front, if, like me, you have the overhand well, but you're shitty with the underhand, so you just need it enough to get around the turn, that will work out for you in this context. I start in overhand facing my left because I'm starting with my strong one, right? So I would be performing this. And then when my left hand goes there, that's when I start the turn. And then what you're doing is the combination that we played with previously, where you're doing a pendulum to a linear extension. Pendulum to linear extension, but it's the pendulum behind the head like this. That's the tricky part, is getting behind the head. The London bridge drill, this guy, you're now taking the London bridge drill and doing it with the pendulum. And I'm turning through the pendulum. Now you could turn either way. If I'm turning to the left, when my left poi is in the front, I come under it while I do the linear isolation. Then the left hand comes down and does the long arm pendulum. And then you're back where you started. And then your left, you London bridge, then long arm pendulum. London bridge, long arm pendulum. London bridge, long arm pendulum. London bridge. And it's not strictly speaking the London bridge because that's with the circle, but it's the same idea, only with a pendulum version of it. The right arm will start in the back. You'll have started from a long arm pendulum like this, and then you'll do the same linear isolation London bridge drill. Oh, and don't hit your ponytail. Key to note about this is the whole entire time it stays on the same side of the body. This is like a barrel roll turn. I mean, my planes are wonky, but you can tell that it's all on that one side of me. And also, don't perform at side view if your planes are wonky, because you can get away with a lot. When you're here like this with the right hand here, I'm struggling with this one as well, and I keep hitting my ponytail. I feel like there's a really awkward, if you look at it from the side, there's a really awkward way you have to bend into it to get through that linear isolation with the right hand. I mean, it's true with the left, but for some reason, for me, it's harder with my right hand. So behind you, 5, 6, 7, here we go, across, down, turn, and back behind. 5, 6, 7, 8, and across, down, across, back behind you. 8 to your left, down, and back behind. 5, 6, 7, go across, down, over, and back behind. 6, 7, and across, down, back behind. 5, 6, 7, across, down, back behind. 5, 6, 7, and across, and down, and back behind. There's 2 pieces to this turn. There's when you're going under the left arm and when you're going under the right arm. If your right is stronger, it might be easier to start there. You would be here, and then you would turn like that. So let's just start with the turns without worrying about what the poi is doing properly. And then from here, you would be facing away from me, in theory, and you would turn the other way, where your right arm comes down, your left arm comes up, and you're back to here, facing toward me with your arms in the T. So if we did it one position at a time, this is another TITI drill, you're here in the T, then you're gonna turn 90 degrees, and the poi will be stacked. Then you're gonna turn another 90 degrees, you'll be facing away from me in the T. Then you turn left another 90 degrees, left is on top, right is on bottom in an I, and you're leaning, if you looked at me from the side, you'd see I'm leaning like this to get there. And this is the hard part, I feel like, and then here, you're back to this. So I actually think this movement itself is a beautiful pattern without worrying about the more dramatic element of it. It can be very effective when you're starting a fire set too, especially if you didn't spin out enough, for example. And for this one, I think you can really move through this in a very slow way so that you're actually moving it as a stop. There's no swing in it. It's just hanging poi. And you can go both ways. You're basically just doing a circle, basically. I mean, not really, it's more like an oval, but still. Now, if we add the pendulum to it, you're adding more force. So if you start in this position, you're facing me, we're gonna turn left. That means the left hand is gonna come across in that part of the turn. And the right poi is going to do the linear extension as you London bridge under it, right? So we're here, 5, 6, 7, and turn to this. Now you'll be facing away from me. From here, your left poi will be doing the London bridge, and your right poi will be doing the long arm. So if we started from here, 5, 6, 7, 8, under the left arm, turn, and boom. 5, 6, 7, 8, under the right arm, and boom. 5, 6, 7, 8, under the left arm, and boom. 5, 6, 7, 8, under the right arm, and boom. 5, 6, 7, 8, under the left arm. Now let's try 2 of them in a row for one complete cycle. So we'll start and end here. And what we'll do is we'll go under the right arm, and then we'll go under the left arm and end up back here. And I'll count off again. 5, 6, 7, 8, under the right, under the left. And 5, 6, 7, 8, under the right, under the left. 5, 6, 7, 8, under the right, under the left. And it can help when you're starting it to get the momentum. If when you're in stillness here, if you go shook like that to get them both to go out, to give them the initial momentum, because you're starting from stillness, which isn't how it would really be. Okay, we're here. And remember, when I say 8, go like this to give yourself that initial momentum. And we'll try 2 times around. So 5, 6, 7, 8, out under the right arm, under the left arm, under the right arm, under the left arm, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and under the right arm, under the left arm, under the right arm, under the left arm, 5, 6, 7, 8, under the right arm, under the left arm, under the right arm, under the left arm, and do better than me. You could be entering it like this. You're in this move, you're in this move, so right there. And then you could go back to the around the head combination, and then the turn around the head. Okay, so when the left one is in the front, that's where I'm starting the turn, second part, and then I go back to going around the head.